True or false? The Cayman Islands have more registered businesses than people. Stick around for the answer at the end of this video. But meanwhile, here are my top 12 things to do in Grand Cayman, because a top 10 really couldn't contain it all. Oh, and number 1 was hands down my favorite. Duh, which is why it's number 1. But number 5 and number 3 were definitely something special. Okay, I've done enough talking. Let's go. At number 12, go to hell. No, like, hell is actually the name of a place in Grand Cayman. Hell in Grand Cayman is a quick but memorable 10 to 15 minute stop, featuring jagged black limestone formations that look like something straight out of the underworld's worst real estate listings. These iron shore rocks have been naturally sculpted over millions of years, formed from ancient coral deposits eroded by time and weather. The name supposedly came about when a British officer took one look at this eerie landscape and declared, "This must be what hell looks like." That's terrible, but we're moving on. Anyway, that name stuck. This is my second time visiting hell, but the first time in nearly a decade. I even took pictures at the classic cutout photo stands, the same ones I posed with all those years ago. Here's me, 10 years ago, and then here's me now. Time changes a lot. Fashion sense, hairlines, metabolism. Oh, and there's also another small detail of an entirely new human in our life. Our son, who's another freshly added feature since our last visit a decade ago. Entry to hell is free. And that sounds kind of funny when you say it out loud. While there's not much to do beyond marveling at the alien-like landscape, the gift shop keeps things interesting. You can send postcards postmarked from the Hell Post Office, which is perfect for pranking friends and family with messages straight from the depths of burning fire. That's what one of these look like. I got this at the gift shop. One of Hell's most famous figures is Ivan Farrington, a longtime local personality who fully embraces his role as the self-proclaimed Devil of Hell.
I remember that, yeah.
This one here.
How long you been here? This is
I've been
the hell you say. I love it.
House since 85.
85? Wow.
Dressed in red, with a pitchfork in hand and devil horns, he greets visitors with cheeky one-liners. True to form, he welcomed me with a "Where the hell are you from?" which left me in the midst of an identity crisis because I don't know how to answer that question. Born in Monaco, raised in Africa and America with Pakistani parents, I don't know how to answer that question. At number 11, we've got Camana Bay. Camana Bay is Grand Cayman's polished, upscale, downtown type of looking thing, refined enough to make you reconsider flip-flops. A mix of restaurants, shops, and sleek office spaces, it's where island living meets modern convenience. The 75-foot observation tower offers panoramic views, and the waterfront marina adds to the high-end feel. Dining here is solid, but my son and I had other priorities. Splash pad warfare over fine cuisine, hands down. But first, a life-changing pistachio cream croissant at Gelato & Co. nearly turned me into a dessert person. Okay, that's a lie. I already was.
Pistachio cream croissant from Iman. Oh my God. Straight up pistachio cream, crispy croissant, pieces of pistachio. It's not even super sweet, it's just delicious. I'll conclude with this. One of the better desserts I've had in a very, very long time.
And then, we played around in the rogue fountains, ensuring a full soak. I took refuge at Abacus with a drink in hand while I watched my kid embrace the splash pad. And then somewhere in the madness, a stray chicken, actually many stray chicken, just walked by with unsettling confidence, making me question my life choices thus far, because where does that confidence come from? And then beyond food and fun, Camana Bay is also a hub for business, with office spaces and co-working areas that attract professionals looking for a scenic alternative to cubicles. It was also the starting point for our Red Sail Sports Tour, proving that in Grand Cayman, even a day in the office can end with a sunset sail. At number 10, we have Pom Pom at Hotel Indigo. I came here for a quick stop, while the wife and kiddo wanted to take an afternoon nap. So, the bar was super cool, which I'll cover first, and then I'll show you the pool area with the hot tub with a view of the ocean. Pom Pom at Hotel Indigo is the island's first and only rooftop bar, and I think it's a new addition to the island. It's perched atop the hotel, and it's an effortlessly stylish spot, blending retro chic decor with a modern edge. Hotel Indigo itself is a design-forward beachfront property, known for vibrant aesthetics, local artwork, and award-winning architecture, offering a fresh boutique alternative to Grand Cayman's luxury resorts. But let's talk about the real star. It's the Pom Pom cocktails. This isn't your average island bar slinging sugary, pre-mixed drink stuff. The service here is top-notch, with bartenders and servers who actually know their craft. They have an impressive knowledge of cocktail ingredients, flavor profiles, they ask you the right questions, and then they even have inspiration behind each drink. The menu leans into, I felt, tiki and Latin-inspired flavors, yes, with lots of rum, making it a great place to sip something bold, maybe fruity, and refreshing while soaking in the sunset. Whether you're stopping by for pre-dinner drinks or ending the night with a nightcap, I would say Pom Pom will deliver a perfect mix of upscale and relaxed. Number 9, 7 Mile Beach. How could I leave that out? 7 Mile Beach is so perfect, it almost feels staged. Pristine white sand, absurdly clear water, and just enough of a breeze to remind you that yes, this is real life. It's the kind of place where a simple beach stroll can effortlessly turn into a 5-star bar hop, especially if you stay in the right spot. I mean, look at this place. It's like a living, breathing, moving postcard.
Good morning. A coffee cheers to you from 7 Mile Beach, Grand Cayman. An absolutely stunning coast. The sand is extremely pillowy and the water is at the most perfect temperature. And I know this because you know the initial freeze that you get when you're about to enter the ocean? Yeah, that does not exist here. Anyway, since I'm here, I'm going to share one quick fact with you because you are all enjoying my factoids. This beach is called 7 Mile Beach. But a quick fact about that is that it's only 5.5 miles long. So yeah, we've been betrayed, but that's one quick fact for you. But nonetheless, it's gorgeous.
We stayed at the Westin, which delivered on all fronts. Prime beachfront real estate, a fantastic drinks menu, just enough bars, and enough comfort to make venturing too far seem unnecessary. But for the sake of variety and possibly financial irresponsibility, I wandered next door to the Ritz-Carlton as well, where the vibe was even more elevated, and the bars somehow a little bit better. Luxury resorts know how to mix a drink, and these two do it really, really well. I enjoyed the Ritz's scene so much that I returned the next morning for breakfast. Yes, not for another round, but for breakfast and coffee, because some places just deserve a second visit. Beyond the cocktails and resort lounging, 7 Mile Beach is an adventure hub. Jet skis zip by, catamarans sail to Stingray City and where not, and divers explore the Kittiwake shipwreck. More on that later. There's even a floating platform where my kiddo and I kicked back for a while. Equal parts relaxation and then cannonballs. Snorkeling was just all right. My dive trip with Red Sail Sports took off from here, and it's likely the same for other tour operators running catamaran sails, snorkeling excursions, and other water adventures. Sure, I am positive there are some great resorts within walking distance, but I really didn't feel the need to explore much further. Between the Westin and the Ritz, I had everything I needed. Sun, sand, cocktails, and the perfect base for both relaxation and adventure. No regrets, except maybe the final tab and checking my credit card balance when I got home. At number 8, we've got the blowholes. The blowholes in Cayman Islands are Mother Nature's way of showing off. It's dramatic, it's unnecessary, and it's oddly satisfying. They're carved into the rugged Iron Shore coastline. These natural vents send seawater skyward with a forceful whoosh, like the ocean itself is making a point. It's chaotic, it's loud, and completely free, just like the best entertainment. It may or may not be for kids, and for those that go, water shoes may not be a bad idea. Now, it's a 10-minute stop on your way to something else, but it's worth pulling over. Watching the waves rush in and get launched sky high is strangely entertaining, and a little reminder that nature loves a bit of a spectacle. It's also a great excuse to stretch your legs, snap a few photos, and maybe get lightly misted if you stand too close. Would I plan an entire outing around it? No, but as a roadside attraction, it's an easy win. At number 7, you've got Smith's Cove. Now, Smith's Cove is proof that good things come in small packages. This postcard perfect hideaway has turquoise water, shady trees, and just enough sand to make you feel like you stumbled upon a little secret. Until you spot those darn Instagrammers staging the perfect photo and taking too long. Guilty. But On IG, you can follow me at Journeying with Tab. Just saying. It's perfect for a quick swim, a laid-back picnic, or just standing around pretending you are in a sunscreen commercial. But beyond the picture-perfect shoreline, there's a stretch of rocky coastline worth exploring behind the water. If you bring water shoes and a willingness to risk an awkward slip. Under the cliff, though, by the water, you'll find little cave-like pockets where you can spot some really cool fish, and then maybe just a few tiny crabs plotting world domination. Pro tip, bring your own beer, unless of course you prefer the more social approach, which is bumming a drink off a generous stranger, as I did. It worked. Number 6, visit Starfish Point. Starfish Point is where starfish lounge like VIPs in a private beach club, because frankly they run the place. It's tucked away on Grand Cayman's north side, and this quiet, shallow, and ridiculously pristine spot feels like a hidden gem, and it's far from the crowds. It's best accessed by boat, although you could get there by car, but we took the boat through a tour, and see the links below for the description and some links. But anyway, it's the kind of place where crystal clear water meets a sandy seabed dotted with actual sea stars. The starfish there are a vital part of the marine ecosystem, and they prefer to be admired, not manhandled. So take your photos, appreciate their slow motion elegance, but resist the urge to lift them out of the water unless you want to be receiving the side eye from tour guides, locals, or even Mother Nature herself. One tip though, go early for the best lighting and fewer people. And if you're lucky, you'll have the place mostly to yourself. So just you, maybe your family, the starfish, and the occasional stingray that decides to swim by. But it's a perfect mix of scenic, peaceful, and it was a very serene stop. At number 5, drive the island. Grand Cayman isn't huge. You can drive the entire island in about 2 or 3 hours. But then where's the fun in rushing? You're on island time. The real, authentic experience is in the stops along the way. Local fruit stands, hidden roadside eateries, and even seaside restaurants where tarpon show up for their own lunch or dinner. On our way around the island, we pulled over at a fruit stand, and it turned into an unexpectedly fun detour. Fresh mangoes, coconuts, and guineps were on full display. I think I said it right, guineps. They tasted a lot like a tropical lychee.
Yeah, it's like a very, it's like a tropical version of a lychee, right? Same seed texture, very similar flavor. But juicy and sweet with a little bit of sour.
The vendors were happy to chat while hacking open coconuts with impressive precision. A quick break turned into a full-on tropical snack session. We also talked cricket, and he was trying to convince me, by he I mean the owner of the fruit stand, that Shahid Afridi was a great player. I respectfully disagreed. But for those who know cricket and watch cricket, a debate is more than welcome. In the comments below, let's go. Some recommended spots and success stories. First, Pepper's Bar and Grill, an absolute must visit. The entire menu was phenomenal, but the real winners were the curried goat, the curried lobster, were both to die for, packed with flavor, tender, and perfectly spiced.
And here is the lobster curry. Extremely juicy. I've already had a bite, but I'll have one again. This is one of those things that I would actually come back here for.
Then we ventured a little bit and went to Famous Restaurant, and then there was a little food vendor next to it as well. And if you want local, authentic, and budget-friendly food, this is where you need to stop. Skip the touristy spots and grab some real Caymanian street food here.
That's it?
Cow foot, mac and cheese, rice. Goat curry, mac and cheese, rice. Oxtail, mac and cheese, rice, some carrots. Here's where we are. Epic place. So the oxtail was extremely delicious. I mean, they're all delicious in their own way, right? And I'm being completely unbiased here. But the oxtail's got like some Caribbean spices, and if you pair it with the mac and cheese, it's even great. And then it's slightly on the sweeter end. It's not too sweet, it's just good. However, when you move your way over here, This is completely like Indian style goat curry with curry powder, whatnot, you know, but it doesn't have sweetness. The meat itself is like melt in your mouth kind of meat. And $12 or something like that. So totally worth it. Bye.
And then we ended up at the wharf, which is a solid seaside spot with a few extra thingies. The tarpon feeding is fun to watch, and the desserts are worth saving room for if you can.
Okay, have a gooseberry.
It's a new fruit.
What do you think? That's not good?
And if you time it right, there's even a seasonal cigar rolling and spirit tasting lounge. At number 4, we've got Rum Point and Bioluminescent Bay. Rum Point is the kind of place where doing nothing feels like an actual achievement. The water is calm, it's warm, and it's easy to lose track of time here, whether you're floating about, sunbathing, or simply contemplating your life's choices while staring at the sunset. No stress, no rush, just beach life at its peak. The area has a couple of bars, with sun chairs scattered around, making it quite easy to grab a drink, lounge for hours, or pretend this is your new reality. It's even said that the iconic mudslide cocktail was invented right here.
Sorry, I look like a donut, glazed up. It's hot, and I've been burning. Anyway, I'm at this place called Rum Point, and some cool facts about this place. Calm, serene, it's stunning. But there's more. This is the place where the mudslide was born. Cool, right? Mudslide is now a very popular drink worldwide. Well, it was born here. 2, this is a turtle haven. So they say that if you are lucky enough, you may be able to see a turtle hatch from its egg. I am usually not that lucky, so I highly doubt that I'd be catching that.
And one of the spots that I found had this mango beer, which was just delicious. And it was even more delicious paired with a salt water dip. You can take a short walk around the area and explore the peaceful waterfront spots and shaded paths before the real show begins after sunset, which is the bioluminescent bay after sunset. Simply magical. As the sun sets, the bars kind of stay lively, and then the real show gets started. We stuck around for a Cayman kayaks tour. Well, we did, but I'm the only one that went on the kayak because the wife wanted to chill back with the kiddo. And we paddled into one of the world's rare bioluminescent bays where the water literally glows. So here's the deal. Millions of microscopic plankton called dinoflagellates react to movement, lighting up like liquid stardust. Every paddle stroke, every fish darting by, it all sparks a blue shimmer straight out of a sci-fi movie like Avatar. For $75, link in description below, it's a fleeting, surreal experience that had me feeling main character energy, like Aladdin from the Whole New World song video thingy. In this analogy, my kayak was the magic carpet, except instead of Princess Jasmine, I shared it with a very knowledgeable, a very hairy male tour guide. Not exactly the Disney romance I envisioned, but hey, at least he knew his marine biology and he was a super cool dude.
Yeah, all the canals are full of them. So most jellyfish live with the flat side up like that, but this species, called an upside down jellyfish, likes to spend its time upside down. Partly camouflage, you see it looks like a plant, but partly too because those darker tentacles have the symbiotic algae in them. So
with Rum Point's chill beach scene in the day and then the electric glow show at night, it's a double whammy. 2 worlds, 1 epic day. At number 3, scuba dive and or snorkel. Grand Cayman is a diver's paradise. In fact, all of Cayman Islands is. Warm waters, ridiculous visibility, and enough marine life to keep you spinning in every direction. Your neck hurts by the time you're done. And if you are not certified in scuba diving, please fix it. We booked our dives with Red Sail Sports, who also happened to be operating out of our hotel. We did not know that at first, but it was luck by chance. It was an extremely organized outfit, and it was seamless, efficient, and straight onto the boat. First up, the legendary Kittiwake. The Kittiwake shipwreck was once a U.S. Navy submarine rescue vessel. The Kittiwake was intentionally sunk in 2011 to create an artificial reef, and it's now a playground for divers like myself. Sitting at about 65 feet-ish, it's fully penetrable, which means that you can go in, out, all around. You can go into the hallways, you can go into the control rooms. I think I saw a cafeteria, and you can watch marine life take over this once functional ship. Visibility, unreal the day I went. It was over 100 feet. I made a whole YouTube short about it. You will see the link down below. After that, we hit Wild Hammer.
Hammerhead hole. Wild Hammer. There you go. Okay? Very inventive on its dive site names here in Grand Cayman. It's a nice shallow dive.
The sites were packed with sea life, from towering coral heads to the occasional rays cruising by like they own the place. And again, they do. I may have also dove Eden Rock and Devil's Grotto about a decade ago, before the vlogging days. Do I remember? Vaguely. Do I have proof? None. I kept very crappy dive logs back then, and still do sometimes. But these two spots are famous for their coral tunnels and swim-throughs. If my memory serves me right, they were amazing. Snorkeling is pretty epic too, especially when paired with food and beer. I mean, you don't have to, but you know, those are great pairings. It's also a sneaky way to build your kids' confidence in the open water, while low-key turning them into mini marine biologists. I mean, my kid was in there throwing hand signals whenever he saw some pretty cool sea life, which looked more like gang signs. But he did pretty incredible in the water, I would say. All right, snorkeling recommendations and our success stories. We'll start with Smith's Cove, which was number 7. And if you missed it, shame. Our other recommendation is Rackhams, which is a restaurant, and we had front row seats to massive tarpons just gliding under the dock. Iman, my son, who saw them for the very first time, confidently announced that those were sharks. To be fair, the tarpons are huge, they're silver, and they just move at their own pace. Snorkeling here is solid. Plenty of fish darting around the rocky seabed. We saw some crabs too. And then, of course, lots of tarpons and some other really, really cool fish. A great way to work up an appetite before grabbing a drink. Or you could grab a drink first and then jump in. Makabuka Bar is another one. We really had a good time there. And that's the kind of place that understands efficiency. You don't just walk into the ocean. You don't jump into the ocean. You take a staircase straight in. The snorkeling here, top tier. Schools of fish, coral, the occasional ray making a VIP appearance. There's a dive shop on site. I saw a couple of divers take off from over here. And there's also a full bar, because why not? Also, I had to recreate a photo here from a decade ago. So here's the before, and here's the after. What changed? Well, more damaged brain cells and a different shampoo. At number 2, we've got Stingray City. You gotta go here. It's a shallow sandbar in the middle of the ocean, where stingrays have been showing up for decades, completely unfazed by the daily swarm of tourists. Why? Free food. This is one of those rare places in the world where you get to swim with stingrays in their natural habitat. So what's the story? Well, back in the 1970s, local fishermen unknowingly kicked off a stingray meet and greet by cleaning their catch in this area. The stingrays caught on really fast and realized that they had a good thing going on, and decided to stay, and now we have a cross-species friendship, all while humans are still learning how to get along with each other. Fun fact, during COVID, when the boats stopped coming, tour operators had to keep feeding them to ensure that they didn't abandon this area. The water is just 3 to 5 feet deep, so anyone can join in, whether you're a confident swimmer or more of a controlled flailer. These stingrays are used to humans, and the guides make sure you know how to interact with them properly. So you leave with cool photos and not a terrible tale. We booked with Red Sail Sports, yes, the same company that did my dive trip. And this trip was $75 per person, and we launched from Camana Bay at 8:30 a.m. The tour also included snorkeling and a stop at Starfish Point, which was featured earlier. And there's also a bar on board, which was not free, but necessary. After a solid morning and some of the afternoon just doing ocean time, We wrapped up at Kamana Bay with food, dessert, and splash pad, but then you already know the story. Okay, on to number 1. At number 1, buy fresh fish and have it tailor prepped to your taste, and here's how. Fresh fish in the Caribbean is expected, but picking one out yourself, walking into a restaurant, and then watching it transform into something incredible, that's next level. No reservations, no plan, just good timing, great people, and a kitchen that felt more like family than business. This also wasn't my first rodeo, and a decade ago, yes, we're gonna go back again, I did the same thing. Different fish shack, different restaurant, same ritual. Now, back on the island, we had a new spot, new faces, and a new family member, and a side of nostalgia. Before and after photos are included. We hit up the fish shack near Lobster Pot just before closing. I think it was around 1 p.m. or so.
Hot day, man. Dripping sweat. Anyway, we just got some fresh catch right behind Lobster Pot. There was a shack over there that was serving fresh catch. And they don't stay open for too late, so I think we just got them right on time. They should be closing in about an hour or so, and I think it's about 12 p.m. right now, maybe 11:30. We got some snapper, we got some grunt. Hang on, maybe I can get, there you go. I'll show a better shot later. That's what we got, and now we're headed to a restaurant to try to have it prepped the way we want to. I'm thinking grilled, lots of butter, pepper, garlic, onions. I remember this from the last time I was here about 10, 11 years ago, and it was amazing, very memorable. We're trying to recreate that memory. Okay.
We grabbed 3 fish for $12 and then got them cleaned right there. They tossed them in a green plastic bag, and we walked them over to Cayman Cabana, like Little Red Riding Hood, if the basket was a bag of fish and the wolf was just our hunger. Okay, that was cheesy. Anyway, the kitchen crew welcomed us like old friends. They asked how we wanted the fish cooked and then threw in some of their own tips. And this wasn't just a Caymanian kitchen, because the cook was Filipino, the guy that was helping him was Indian. So yeah, it was like a blend of Filipino, Indian, and Caribbean influences, which is a reflection of the island itself. I noticed that Grand Cayman has become a magnet for hospitality workers from all around the world, and you can taste that in the global fusion in the food. They were nice enough to even let me in the kitchen, where butter, herbs, and the salty breeze turned the entire experience into something intoxicating. It felt less like dining out and more like just crashing a family lunch, minus the passive-aggressive jabs about life choices, and there were no disses either. The food, phenomenal. Let me tell you about it.
Entering the kitchen. All right, gentlemen. Yeah, right. Ashok and Kirby, my man. Thank you.
Yeah, sir. All right, sir.
All right, what are we doing?
All right.
This is for baby boy Iman?
Yes.
Oh, he's going to be very happy with this.
All right.
He's going to be very happy with this.
After the meal, he's gonna grow up, the man.
Oh.
Really made this experience unforgettable was the warmth of the staff. I said it before, I'll say it again. Put an Indian, a Filipino, or pretty much anyone from Asia in a hospitality role, and the experience just levels up. It's in the DNA. Guests aren't just customers, they become family.
Here. I just crafted the perfect bite. I've already tasted the fish. The fish is phenomenal. It's paired with pickled onion. It's paired with some other pickle stuff that was used to stuff the fish. And
Can I have some pickles, please?
I'll try it.
What is this?
Okay. The juiciness of the fish is pairing perfectly with the stuff that I just added to it, and it just adds 18, 19 different extra layers to this thing. Like I said earlier, best fish I've had on the island so far. Cheers, great investment. Bye-bye. Too good, man.
So mission accomplished. We relived an old tradition, had our fish cooked to perfection, and made new memories, all with a side of nostalgia, extra hot sauce, cold beer, okay, more than one, and an extra family member who got to experience the magic. The best part, this wasn't something curated, nor a must-book in advance experience. We just showed up at the right time and walked away with a meal that outclassed every fine dining spot on the island. And that's why it ranks number 1 for me and my family. It wasn't just about the fish, nor was it just about the taste. It was about the people, the process, the full circle moment. 10 out of 10. So there you have it, folks. My top 12. How would I summarize the best way to experience this island? Move around, explore, get your feet wet, literally and figuratively. Okay, so back to the original question. Does the Cayman Islands have more registered businesses than people? The answer is true. The general population is around 70,000, while the registered businesses is around and over 100,000. That's what happens when you mix zero corporate tax, a booming offshore finance industry, and a stunning tropical backdrop. Thank you for watching, thank you for being here, and make sure to hit subscribe because there's much more to come on the Cayman Islands and some other corners of the world. See you soon.